Hey, welcome to Three Con Commentaries. This is your host, Mongo Slade. So we're going to talk about Cesaro. And basically, Cesaro, what they're doing with him on Smackdown, and what's the upside? Where do we go from here? What is the end game? So Daniel Bryan comes out. He's cutting a promo about the Royal Rumble. Talking about the excitement of the Royal Rumble. How he's done everything in his career except win a Royal Rumble. And, Cesaro comes out. And I'm actually impressed with Cesaro's promos now. He's very good. He's very natural. I don't think they're over scripting him anymore. He's talking. He says, "Hey, I could have told you in 5 different languages." They're kind of going back to the Antonio Cesaro gimmick with him all the different languages. And he talked to Sami Zayn in French, and Sami Zayn kind of gave him the thumbs up, like "we." And Daniel Bryan, he's like, and Daniel Bryan's like, "Look, let's go ahead and fight. Let's get this out of the way, man. Let's go ahead and fight." And Cesaro was like, "No, I'm tired of proving myself. I already beat you. I'm gonna have an open challenge against anybody who's already, advanced into the Royal Rumble. I'm gonna go ahead and prove my dominance." Dolph Ziggler comes out, cuts this pretty good promo, but it's Dolph Ziggler, so you already know Dolph's gonna lose. But Dolph's promo is pretty good. He's talking about, "Hey, I can go all night. Me and my buddy Dirty Dog, Robert Roode, And he says, "I'm going to win the Royal Rumble, go to WrestleMania, and get paid." That's all he cares about now. He's going to get paid. And he told Daniel Bryan it's not 2014 anymore. So Daniel Bryan definitely has a fucking Imperium style haircut. I know that came out of nowhere, but I was just thinking about it. Like, I was thinking about his haircut, and I said he's got the haircut of a member of Imperium. Like, I used to watch, WXW on the network. Like, I watched a couple of shows, and I see that haircut so many times. Fucking Germans. He's got a German haircut. He's got an Imperium ass haircut. It's very weird, and it's very strange. But I don't know how I got on the subject of his haircut. I think I wrote it down. I wrote down like Daniel Bryan's haircut is weird. Anyway, the Cesaro and Dolph Ziggler had a pretty solid match. It was short. Not much happened. Obviously, Cesaro wins clean. And they're really pushing Cesaro. They're talking a lot about him winning the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That makes him an expert on Battle Royals. He's got the pedigree. He's got the strength. He's got the focus. He's got the passion. Cesaro is a threat in this Royal Rumble. But there ain't no way in hell Cesaro going to win the Royal Rumble. So what are they angling at here? What are they teasing us for? What is the Cesaro section up to? What are they doing? So there's 2 goals in WWE that Cesaro has yet to accomplish. That is winning the Intercontinental Championship, and that's winning the WWE or the Universal title. Now, he's been a former United States champion. He's done that. That was 9 years ago, by the way. Almost 10 years. It's almost been 10 years since he won a singles title. But, that's a long time. And that's just a singles belt, Like, Cesaro is a guy everybody likes. Everybody respects him to some degree. Most people are just kind of like, he's kind of bland. We don't know what to do with him, But they seem to have let him find his voice. And he stuck around long enough that I think that, is he going to get a shot? I think he's in line for that Intercontinental title. Is he going to win it? Hopefully he wins it. I would be 100% cool with Cesaro being the guy to take the Intercontinental title off of Big E. I get that Apollo Crews got to win the title because he's going to probably be aligned with Roman Reigns later. That's fine. But I think that the Intercontinental title needs to be with Cesaro. Now, obviously Cesaro cannot win the Royal Rumble. He is not a big enough star. It's not going to happen. But I think that we're maybe angling at Cesaro and Nakamura at one of these shows, at one of these main nights at WrestleMania. And I do believe if we get that, that would be they would tear the house down. If Nakamura brings his working boots. Let's put it like that. But will it be for a title? It's entirely possible. The Intercontinental Championship is just in an open division. It's in an open spot where all of these guys are very credible Intercontinental champions. Big E is the guy getting the push right now, but Apollo Crews could easily hold it. He's in this situation right now, but Sami Zayn could easily hold it. He's in that mix right now, but Nakamura could easily have it. Cesaro could easily have it. Ray, Corbin, they could all easily have it. Maybe you do some type of weird 6-man ladder match or something like that, just to have it for the first match of WrestleMania or something, But I think that's really, the ceiling for Cesaro right now. I don't see him breaking through that glass ceiling and making it to the main event. Being the guy. That's rarefied air up there. And it's hard. It is hard. But I love that Daniel Bryan is, he's got a chief rival going into the Royal Rumble. And it's Cesaro. They got this angle that Daniel Bryan and Cesaro, are going to be at each other's throats. And maybe if Dan Bryan is going to win the Royal Rumble, one of the guys he's going to be in this story with going in is going to be Cesaro. Obviously that's going to be the case. He's going to be like the guy that said, is he going to be like Dan Bryan and Cesaro as the last two guys? That would be epic. That would be pretty fucking epic, but I think they're probably more likely to be the first two than the last two. And even if that was the case, that still would be epic, because they're building up Cesaro to be the wall that Daniel Bryan has to climb over in order to get to WrestleMania. And I like that. And maybe they're going to end up having another match, probably not the very next week on SmackDown, but they're probably going to build up to Cesaro versus Daniel Bryan in another match in which Daniel Bryan wins. But I like that they're building up somebody in the Royal Rumble that is specifically an antagonist to Daniel Bryan. So that makes things very, very interesting, because in the Royal Rumble, the villains are 29 other guys. It's a faceless mob of dudes. So that's what they did with the Steve Austin storyline, right? They put a bounty on Steve Austin. That essentially made everybody the enemy, but that was the case anyway. It just became about, okay, everybody wants to eliminate Steve Austin because they want that extra cash or whatever. In this situation, you got this professional rivalry between these two guys, and are they going to have to fight through hell to meet? Is one of them going to come in at 5 and the other one's going to come in at 25? Usually that would be Daniel Bryan comes in at 5, Cesaro comes in at 25, and they fight through everybody to get to one another. That kind of situation. That could bring some drama, Unfortunately, I don't know if they could have enough time to make Cesaro look like a legitimate threat to Daniel Bryan and to winning the Royal Rumble. I think that in that situation, what we're just looking at essentially is Cesaro putting up another great performance and coming up short. And I think that's ultimately his spot is always going to be the guy who puts on great performances and comes up short. And then eventually, much like Chris Benoit, he's going to maybe crack the glass ceiling, maybe win the title for a short time, lose it, and then, back to what he was doing. But that's granted, they have like a long-term plan, which I don't believe they do. I think that Cesaro essentially is being built up as a threat to Daniel Bryan in the Royal Rumble, and that's really beyond that, there's no real plan. But we'll see. But I do love him being in the mix. I do love him being in the mix. It is fantastic. He's been really turning it on as far as his promos and his mannerisms. He's always been a fantastic mechanic. He just never really had anything to say. But now they're talking about his stuff and they're letting him do his thing, letting him loosen up a little bit. It ought to be fun, But let me know what you guys think. Spread the good word of 3 Count Commentaries. like, share, subscribe, the deal. And thank you guys for your time, and I'll talk to you guys later.